obviously, we played a very talented team. You know, much else to say on it. We had a good first half on defense, within one drive, and you know, after coming out in the third quarter, absolutely killed us on the defensive side of the ball. Couldn't get out of drives. You know, had some unfortunate penalties, and you know, we didn't get a first down until they went to their backups in the second half, to my knowledge. So you got pretty much no chance.
Gary, first of all, what went so well defensively for you in that first half?
Well, I think we threw a lot at them. We had some change-ups. We had some had everything we could possibly throw at them, from bring 7 to drop 8 to 2 or 3 different zone coverages, some man coverages, and I think the kids executed that for the most part pretty well. And we were, you know, able to make some plays. And in the second half, when we got in those positions to be able to make plays, especially in the third quarter when it got away from us, obviously, in a big way, we weren't able to make those plays. So I thought the defensive kids handled the package for the most part well. There's still opportunities that we can continue to work to try to get them in better spots, there's no doubt. But I was proud of the way they handled a pretty big package in the first half. And in the second half, we obviously they took over really in the run game and got some throws down the field and some PIs. And
then in the second half, game getting away from you, that's been a consistent theme throughout the year. Were there similarities with this one compared to the other ones this year?
That's hard to say, I guess, till I sit back but sure, I mean, there's obviously, that's an absolute 100% trend. So I can't say there's not similarities, and it's, you know, it's difficult to deal with. That's what I would say about that, for sure.
Questions?
Was Isaiah Hodgins available for you tonight? And if not, why was he not available?
You'd have to ask Kevin McGibbon that. And Coach Phillips, passing game coordinator, offensive coordinator, I have no idea. I'm trying to do what I do, and I can't functionally handle every kid that goes in and out. So it was, to my knowledge, he was available. I didn't see him on the injury report, and I'm sure you guys didn't either.
Sure.
You talked about the defense, but the offense just didn't seem to be able to get it done all night.
Yeah, that's being nice. It's being extremely nice. So we were dysfunctional. That's a really good defense. Again, I'll take my hat off to them. I knew that when I watched film this summer. I knew it when we played them last year, and I know it right now. But, you know, you have to be able to get some first downs, and you have to be able to put some points on the board. And you know, I know exactly where they are on the national stats and they've earned that right. And it'll get probably even better for them now as they went through a game with us. But the offense, you know, we could not run the ball at all. And you know, you watch those kids that they have on that defense, and like I said all week long, those fronts, they're as good as you'll face in college football. And there's no doubt, and that absolutely held up tonight. There was no creases in the run game when they had their guys in there. There was a couple, maybe a crease here, a crease there. So it was a dominant performance by a very talented defense.
With Luton out, did you try to change the offensive approach?
Yeah, you saw us to try to get some zone read things going a little bit to the edges. You know, I'll have to go back there again. That's sometimes it's difficult when I'm trying to do what I'm doing to see a lot of those things and exactly where it went with the zone reads and the opportunities to pull or not pull. But whatever we tried to do, they did a nice job of taking advantage of it and not making it work.
Gary, you talked about the game kind of getting away from you there in the second half. Was there something that Washington was doing differently offensively, or was it just an inability, like you talked about there, to stop those big plays?
There was nothing in the second half that I didn't expect. You know, their offense came out. They made some plays down the field. We obviously had some of those PIs that hurt us and got us back up against the wall. But if you just talk about the structural part of what they do, I don't know this, but I believe part of their game plan is in the second half to get you running sideways, and they got us running sideways, and that's you know, whether that's by plan or design or whatever it may be, it's consistent. And we talked about it, we communicated it, and talked about it during the week with the staff to make sure that we were doing all we could to get in those positions, and we couldn't stop it. That is the bottom line. When they started running the outside zone and their lead stretch and their pullers got out on top of us, they did not, again, hats off to them. Tremendous job of blocking, getting where we needed to be, and we could not, absolutely could not deal with it.
With Nolan Pierce on the sideline, can you talk about the workload the idea you came into with the workload with Tyner to what it actually turned out to be tonight?
You know, it's first of all, I'd say this: it's good to get Thomas in a position to be able to be healthy and get those practices underneath him. And he was excited about having an opportunity, and he got a few carries tonight. You know, I'm happy for Thomas. It's great to see him get those creases. It's great to see him get the opportunity he had tonight, and that's exciting. I hope it can continue. I hope he continue to move down the road. But you know, the bottom line is, I don't care if you had Larry Zonka in there tonight. I don't think he's going to get any creases either. So there was nowhere to hit the ball. We have really good backs, and we have 3 or 4 really good backs. So, but I'm happy for Thomas, and he got that opportunity.
Last question, Brendan.
Coach, a couple weeks ago when you guys lost to Minnesota, you kind of said that the offensive performance fell on the coaching staff on the offensive side. Is that kind of where you think this offensive performance falls on the coaching staff as well?
I'll say it falls on me. So I'm the head football coach. So any successes, I'm the one that brought them here. I'm the one that should all fall back on. So every bit of any type of, you know, criticism or all those things should come right at me because I hired those guys. So do we expect more of ourselves in offense and offensive staff? Absolutely. I'm sure the players will sit there and say they expect more of themselves too. So, but you know, I'm responsible for it. So it's on me.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Go Beefs.